physically, mentally, emotionally, every single way. It was tough. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Just real quick, I want to do a feelings check. Comment down below and tell me how you are feeling today. If it's good, if it's bad, I don't care, but take the time to acknowledge your feelings right now. If it is a negative emotion, ask yourself why you're feeling that way, and then take the time to really sit with that feeling. Part of this human experience is understanding and processing our emotions. We all know that these emotions are going to come, so it is our job to handle them maturely and properly. Just a little story time real quick. The other day I was burning my sage and I ended up burning a hole in the carpet, and I was so upset, and I was just telling myself like, oh, just forget about it, just forget about it, don't worry about it. And I couldn't. You need to feel those emotions. So I took the time to be upset, and I was like, I feel sad, I feel angry, I feel stupid, I feel these ways, because after you do that, after you really process your emotions, then you get to relax, then you get to feel better, then your nervous system calms down. Take the time to breathe. So I just kind of dived into that. Wasn't planning to, but if you're new here and you have no idea what this is or who I am Karma, and this is my channel centered on all things spiritual, with of course some appearances of my art life. Today I'm going to be talking about the latter. I feel like I've really been going heavy on the ascension and the spiritual side, so I wanted to talk about my art today and really just explain to you all how I became an artist, that whole backstory, and just get you guys to really see who Karma the artist is. I've been interested in art since I was a child. I always drew, just pencil drawings, but I was always interested in drawing, and I would draw all the time. I loved drawing things that were really intricate, and I loved drawing things that were not your typical drawing. Also things that had a lot of meaning. Just to kind of give you an example of what my art is, this is a piece that I completed this a while ago, but it actually doesn't have a name, because I know, even though I said that typically like my pieces have a lot of meaning, this one didn't. It was just kind of like a spur of the moment thing that I decided to do, and so that's why it doesn't have a name. This is one of my earlier paintings. I did this was like the second painting that I ever did. It was for my sister actually. She said she was gonna get it tattooed on her, but she still hasn't, so sis, what's up? Also, this is one of my favorites because it's just so simple, but it's also like really beautiful to me. I decided for this one to be one of the ones that I show up front because it also shows like my love for the sky. I have a deep passion for the sky. I would stare at the sky and I would just be in complete awe, and just seeing those beautiful colors in the clouds and all their different, there's like so many different types of clouds, and just seeing how beautiful they can be, how big they can be, how small they can be. And it really made me fall in love with the sky. And so like almost all of my paintings have some type of surreal type vibe, where it's kind of like an unreal thing. They'll also be very vibrant with color. And if they're not surreal, then they'll be the sky. Just to dive into how I really became an artist, because like I said, I really had only painted 2 other times before, but I really returned back to painting and became the artist that I am when I was homeless. I dealt with homelessness for a while, and I won't go into like that whole journey. It was tough, physically, mentally, emotionally, every single way. It was tough, but I truly believe that it needed to happen to make me the person who I am today, because that's when I really began to align with my spiritual side and notice my thoughts and my emotions and my feelings and my actions more than I already had with seeing that law of attraction video back in college. I feel like that law of attraction video kind of like sparked everything. And then when I became homeless is really when I went into like isolation and went into like my little cocoon, as I always say, and had the time to just focus on bettering myself inwardly and not worrying about the outside. Nothing is going to get better, nothing is going to change until you work on the inside of you. So I know that it is my purpose, my obligation to work on the inside. And the universe's obligation is to work on the outside. While I was homeless, I ran into a lot of synchronicities or coincidences, as you would say, things that just kind of happened, and in the moment it seemed like nothing, but long term it was really what built who I am. One time I was at a Walmart, it was like middle of the night, just trying to get, I don't even remember what I was trying to get, and but I saw this little pink notebook and I was like, I'm gonna get that. And I had no reason to get a notebook. I was just like, yeah, sure. Like, you know, had no intention of getting a notebook and just got it. That notebook has really been the keeper, I would say, of like my spiritual journey, and contains like, I feel like everything that I need to be successful. Like, as long as I keep that notebook and I keep reading and meditating on everything that I've learned while continuing to gain more knowledge, I'm gonna be on the right path. Anyway, with my homelessness, there was a period for 4 months where I was just like completely homeless. And then for 7 months, I lived out of a motel. And while I was staying at the motel, I had this waitressing job. And while that job served me very well in getting me the money that I needed to have, it did not serve me in any other way. And I actually ended up getting fired from that job, which I think was a thing that needed to happen, because I feel like that was the universe saying, okay, like, you got your money, like, this job is not it. The day I got fired from that job is the same day that I received that money from that money affirmation that I did. I really felt like that was the universe saying, like, you're about to get fired today, but here's like some money to hold you. After that waitressing job, I started working as a catering coordinator at this other place. And it was crazy because that job, I swear I only worked there for like 2 weeks. I really feel like the only reason I had that job was because I met a guy there who asked me to do a piece for him. He was asking me like what my interests are and what I like to do. And I told him that I like to paint. And he ended up asking for a piece, which really got me started painting. That piece was the day that I declared myself like, I am an artist and I'm going to pursue this seriously. I wrote down the plan. I said, I'm going to make this many pieces before I launch my website. And that's when really like the business began. He actually never even ended up buying that piece. That piece was only $50. Okay, like $50. And he actually never ended up buying that piece. So I worked as a catering coordinator, like I said, for about 2 weeks before COVID happened. And then I lost my job, and that's really when I got to go into painting. Like I said, I had already declared myself an artist with starting that piece while I was working as a catering coordinator. So I do have a website, I do have an Instagram, but I'm just gonna take some time here today to go over with you all some of my favorite paintings. I already went over 2 of them, but I'm actually about to turn like my light off because the glare is just not it. So I'm gonna go over my paintings, but first I'm gonna turn the light off. Okay, so I am back and it's time to go over my paintings. Like I said, if you see one of my paintings, it's either going to be the sky or something surreal. And I feel like this is kind of a combination of both because it is the sky, but it's definitely like different. I feel like all of my paintings are like my favorite paintings, so, but I don't want to stay here. Even though I only have a collection of like 10 so far, I still don't want to sit here and like make you all go through all of my paintings with me. So I'm just gonna show this one because this is also like one of my most recent ones and one that I really like. Yeah, it's really big. But it's actually not even big enough. It just doesn't fit in the frame of the video. I'm gonna start painting on like at least at the minimum 36-inch paintings. This one is only 20 inches, I believe, which is actually kind of small. So I definitely want to start doing bigger paintings. And right as I say that, of course, I'm going to show you my most recent painting, which is this little itty bitty one. I just kind of did this in the spur of the moment because I was working on editing and I was like really wanting to paint because I had just been focused on getting this content out for you guys. And so I was like, I just stopped and just started working on that, and I actually really fell in love with it. I didn't know, with most of my paintings, I never know what's really gonna go as what's really gonna happen like as I start painting. But I'm definitely happy with the way that one came out, and it's gonna be up on my website tomorrow. I'm also going to drop a time-lapse video for this painting. Comment down below like how long you want that to be, because it actually took me a very long time to paint that, and so I can always speed up the time-lapse as much as I want. So it can either be like a 20-minute video, I could probably get it down to 10 minutes or 5. Just let me know. I hope that helped you like get to know a little bit more about me as an artist and who I am, and a little bit of my backstory and why I love to do this so much and what type of art that I'm into. I also want to know like your passions and your interests and what you're pursuing. So please do comment down below and let me know like what you're working on and what you feel your path is that the universe has given you, because I want this to really be a community and us all get to know each other and all be supporting each other and learning together. That brings me to the end of this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. As always, more than anything, comment and